This involves the bride's sons testing the sexual ability of the groom by having sex with him. This is to make sure they are potent during the act. She learns all his sex tricks as well as favorite styles so she can gift her niece with pointers on what the groom likes sexually. Hello everyone, welcome to Tradition Africa channel and thank you for watching this video. Who are the Banyankole people? The Nkole are a Bantu ethnic group native to Uganda and found in Mbarara, Bushenyi, Kirihura, Ibanda, Isingiro, and Ntugamo. They are closely related to other Bantu people of the southwestern region of Uganda, namely the Hema, Kiga Nyoro, and the Toro people. The Banyankole speak a Bantu language called Runyankole. It is a member of the Niger Kordofanian group of language families. At the turn of the 19th century, Banyankole people numbered about 400,000. This former kingdom is well known for its long-horned cattle, which were objects of economic significance as well as prestige. The Mugabe, which means king, was an absolute ruler. He, the king, would claim all the cattle in the country as his. To highlight how important the cattle were in this land, the chiefs were ranked by the number of cattle they possessed and not by the land they owned. Although very peaceful, they maintained a social caste system. Banyankole society is divided into the Bahima and the Bairu. The Bahima is a high-ranked social caste of pastoralists, while the Bairu is a lower-ranked caste of farmers. The Bahima are cattle herders and the Bairu are farmers who also care for goats and sheep. In the bid to promote individualism and socialism, and in opposition to traditional social class, the government of Milton Obote, Prime Minister of Uganda, abolished the Ankole Kingdom alongside other kingdoms in Uganda in 1967. However, the Bahima are still very much respected as the cattle are still highly valued among the Banyankole. Traditionally, in early childhood, children began to learn the colors of cows and how to differentiate their family's cows from those of other homesteads. Boys were taught how to make water buckets and knives. Girls were taught how to make milk pot covers and small clay pots. By 7 or 8 years of age, boys were taught how to water cattle and calves. Girls helped by carrying and feeding babies. They were also expected to wash milk pots and churn butter. Among the Bahima, who were the herders, girls began to prepare for marriage as early as 8 years of age. They were kept at home and given large quantities of milk in order to grow fat. Today, heaviness is still valued among the Banyankole. The father's sister was and is still responsible for the sexual morality of the adolescent girl. Nowadays, schools, peer groups, popular magazines, and other media are rapidly replacing family members as source of moral education for teenagers. Traditionally, adulthood was recognized through the establishment of a family by marriage, the acquisition of large herds of cows for Bahima and abundant crops for Bairu were other markers of adulthood. Full adult status was achieved through the rearing of a large family. Today, the majority of Banyankole are Christians. They belong to major world denominations including the Roman Catholic Church or the Church of Uganda, which is Anglican. Fundamental Christianity such as evangelicalism is also common. Public confessions of such sins as adultery and drunkenness are common, as well as rejection of many traditional, secular, and religious practices. The element of indigenous Kinyankole religion that survives most recently today is the belief in ancestor spirits. It is still believed that many illnesses result from neglect of dead relative, especially a paternal relative. Through divination, it is determined which ancestor has been neglected. Presence of milk or meat and or changes in behavior can appease the ancestor spirit. The social relations among the Banyankole cannot be understood apart from rank. In wider society, the Mugabe and chiefs had authority over herders, which were the Bahima. The Bahima had authority over the Baeru. Within the family, husbands had authority over wives, and older children had authority over younger ones. Inheritance typically involved the eldest son of a man's first wife, who succeeded to his office and property. Relations between fathers and sons and between brothers were formal and often strained. Mothers and their children and brothers and their sisters were close. Social relations in the community centered around exchange of wealth, such as cows and agricultural produce. The most significant way that community solidarity was and is still expressed is through the elaborate exchange of formalized greetings. Greetings vary by the age of the participants, the time of day, the relative rank of participants, and many other factors. Anyone meeting an elder has to wait until the elder acknowledges that person first. Among the Bahima, a young girl was prepared for marriage beginning at about age 10. Though sometimes as early as 8, marriages often occurred before a girl was sexually mature or soon after her initial menstruation. For this reason, teenage pregnancies before marriage were uncommon. Marrying multiple wives was associated with rank and wealth. Bahima herders, who were chiefs, typically had more than one wife, and the Mugabe sometimes had over 100. Marriages were alliances between clans and large extended families. Among both the Bahima and the Baeru, premarital virginity was very much valued. Marriage in this Banyankole tribe is of great importance as parents derive joy and pride from their children's marriage, according to this Ugandan tradition. When a girl gets to the age of 8 or 9, it is the duty of her aunt to groom her for family life. Virginity in this culture is held in high esteem, so the girls must abstain from premarital sex. If one is found not to be a virgin before marriage, she is to face death penalty or ostracization from the society. The Ankole tribe consider the slim physique unattractive. To them, fat is simply sexy. So, when girls get to the ages 8 and 9, they are required to go through a fattening process. This is usually done to speed up the weight gain of the girls, so they can attract a husband. The Banyankole marriage involves several ceremonies including a giveaway period known as Kuhingira, where the relatives and friends of the bride present her with gifts such as cows and other food items to take to her matrimonial home. On the wedding day, a feast is organized at the bride's home, where the father is to slaughter a bull, while at the groom's home, there is also a feast to consummate the marriage. But first, there has to be one last ceremony. That involves tests that must be done by the bride's aunt. It involves the bride's aunt testing the sexual ability of the groom by having sex with him. This is to make sure they are potent. During the act, she learns all his tricks as well as favorite styles so she can gift her niece with pointers on what the groom likes sexually. After confirmation is done, the bride is then taught by her aunt and allowed to consummate the marriage by being sent by her aunt to the husband with her blessings.